Hey y'all, it's your girl Mariah Sincere, and I am back with another live. As y'all can see in the title, we are going to be diving into the dynamic between Nelly and Ashanti. We're going to be talking about his drug charge allegations, the no insurance. We're gonna be talking about his egg. We're gonna be talking about all of that. And let me be clear. I'm not a celebrity gossip channel. I think there are lessons that can be learned through talking about people who are in the public spotlight, right? I mean, it's easier for me to talk about Nelly and Ashanti than for me to come on here and talk to y'all about my cousin and them. Because first of all, y'all probably don't care, and second, these are people that we all know, but it's always with the intention to learn a lesson here. So I'm going to give y'all some time to get on in here. Please make sure that y'all are hitting the like button and participating in the chat. If you're not subscribed to me, go ahead and subscribe. Most of the people that watch me are not subscribed to me, and I see that some of y'all come back and y'all not subscribed. So go ahead and just subscribe. You watching me anyway. But I think this is going to be a really good live tonight. Y'all, every time I get ready to do one of these, like when I did the one over Janae Aiko and Big Sean, I'm like, I know these people business far too much, but I promise you, I don't really. First of all, I'm not going to lie. I follow the Shade Room. That's like the only celebrity gossip site that I follow and on site. So it just pops up on my timeline, but I don't keep up as far as like, I don't watch Baddies, I don't watch The Real Housewives, I don't watch any reality TV. So it's like the Shade Room is my junk. And then of course you just see things scrolling through YouTube. It's not like I be looking for it. And honestly and truly, the most of the time when I'm talking about somebody, it's a celebrity who I like, or I like their music, or I follow their career. So of course you're gonna know some tea, you're gonna know some drama, but I promise y'all, this is not for the purposes of gossiping. Like, there are major lessons to be learned. And we're gonna talk about how you should respond when a man tries to spin the block with you. This could even be helpful for men, because I'm pretty sure there are some men out there who have genuinely been in love with a woman who just did not have their act together at the time you was messing with her, and she came to her senses later on and tried to spin that block. But you just can't let people in that easily, right? So again, I see somebody watching. Go ahead and comment. Did I put it on my Instagram? Let me make sure. I want to bring the conversation. Did y'all see that? This is kind of like a side note. Did y'all see that Donald Trump went on Aiden Ross's podcast? He's like a big YouTuber. Apparently, all the young people are watching him. I didn't know who he was. But I feel like y'all should go watch that. And then Kai Sanat said that now Kamala is trying to do an interview with him. So this will be interesting. I think these next couple of months are going to be very interesting in the political realm. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into it, because I know everybody's going to come in as it gets later. I don't know. My audience don't show up until they got their bonnet on and they rubbing their feet together, ready to go to bed. As a matter of fact, I was ready to go to bed, y'all. Y'all see, that's why I got my pajamas on. And I was like, dang, I want to go to sleep right after I do the live, but I don't want to come on here in some raggedy pajamas. So I said, if you're going to come on live with some pajamas on, at least look like you doing rich activities. Like, at least, you know what I'm saying? Look queenly with it. Hey, mama. She says Donald Trump is a complete idiot. Okay. So, let's talk about Nelly and Ashanti, y'all. Let's talk about this. Now, if y'all don't remember, Nelly and Ashanti were together for the early part of the 2000s, right? And first of all, these are people who we got to give them their flowers because they definitely gave us the memories. I remember Happy. I remember Ride With Me. Shake Your Tail Feather. Hey, Binky. You see, I said if I'm gonna come on here in my pajamas, then I gotta be classy. My mom is in the chat, y'all. It's Linda Brown. So, I couldn't come in here looking raggedy and embarrassing her. But okay, so I remember Ride With Me, Shake Your Tail Feather, Ashanti, we can't forget Baby, like all the hits that they gave us. And they had this tumultuous kind of back and forth relationship in the early 2000s, right? So from what Ashanti said, and I tried to find the interview, y'all, she was on somebody's morning show and they asked her, well, why did you and Nelly break up? And basically what she said was, initially, Nelly wanted to be with her, right? And y'all remember, this is kind of at the time where she messed with Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti's married. Nelly wanted to be with her, but she said she couldn't take Nelly serious because she saw all the playing he was doing. Like, okay, you saying you want to be with me, but you're always up in such and such phase, or I see you dealing with different females. Now, the lesson that Ashanti should have learned was trust your gut, trust your discernment. But as the interview continued, she basically tried to make it seem like you could tell she felt bad, like she felt she was wrong for not instantly hopping on him when he wanted her. Because what happened was when she finally did want him and wanted to be serious, then he was basically like, nah, I need my space. He broke off the relationship, right? So you could tell she kind of had some guilt. She felt like things would have been different if she would have given him the benefit of the doubt to begin with. And this is something that women commonly do that I want us to stop doing. Okay. He just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. He wasn't trying to be ready. And then when he went to the next woman, he played with her time for what, 7 years and played in her face. So it had nothing to do. And this is why I always get on here and tell ladies, y'all have to watch a man's patterns of behavior. Stop personalizing the things that they do so much. Now, if you know that you dogged a man out and you mistreated him, that's one thing. But never feel bad about the decisions that you made when you were protecting yourself. Never feel bad about being cautious. Never feel bad about trying to take your time and see. So I remember in this same interview, Biggie said, yep, had Chantel waiting, and he was cheating. Not only was he cheating, but there were allegations of SA, that he had SA'd some women. Now, they may or may not be true, but your name shouldn't be caught up in any of this and you're in a relationship. There shouldn't even be opportunity. So I remember she did that interview and then she was like, yeah, this was before he publicly came out with Chantel. And she was like, yeah, I see him out and about with different females, but I know him. I know he's just playing. So I'm pretty sure that when he came out in that public relationship with Chantel, that her feelings were hurt and she did not expect that because she's used to him. He told her he wanted to be out in these streets, but now not only have you moved on, but you got a public girlfriend that he proceeded to stay with for years. So I think that might have put a little bit of insecurity in Ashanti, because as a woman, you're like, okay, hold on. You telling me you don't want to commit to me, but you're publicly committed to this woman. Y'all are all on TV talking about marriage. And let me say this. I've been here before. Okay. I don't know if my mom is still watching, but I dated a man for 2 years. It was a serious relationship. 1 week he told me this was the best relationship he had ever had and he wanted to get married. And I didn't ask him for this information. He completely volunteered it. You know how sometimes women will kind of like, oh, well, do you want to marry me? No, that wasn't how the conversation went about. It was random. And the next week he broke up with me. And he broke up with me on some like Donnell Jones, I just need to see where I want to be. But what was really going on was there was a girl that worked at his job, and he was lustful and he wanted to tap that, but he didn't want to feel like he was cheating. And it, you know, he just wanted to be out in the streets, right? And the entire time that I cared about the breakup, he didn't care. It wasn't until he started hitting my phone and could not get a response back because I didn't care anymore that he started to care. So it took me a while. I'm one of those people, y'all. I'm like a man when it comes. Y'all know how men just can't forgive certain things, and I've had to learn this about myself. I'm not one of them women who a man can break up with me or do me dirty, and then we get right back together, and it's my man, because now I gotta bring you around my family. Now I gotta explain to my family why we back together, and I just don't see myself going out like that. Okay, so he spent. It took a while before I would even like respond to his texts. Then he spent a while. It was a while trying to get back. I would say almost a year trying to get back with me. But in that time, I realized he broke up with me not because of me, because I did everything I was supposed to do in that relationship. But he's just inconsistent in everything that he does, right? He would go from it was not like he would be broke, but he would go from job to job. He would start something and then never finish it and go on to the next thing. And so he had never stuck with anything. And then even I remember talking to him about his past relationships, and every time he broke up with a girl, he would always break up with the girls. And it would be for no reason other than I just wanted to be single. So there it was a pattern of not being able to commit to anything that had nothing to do with me. So when he came back and during the time where I was like, let me kind of see, I was looking for specific things that had absolutely nothing to do with me. First of all, can you be alone? Okay, now I would be with him and we'd be, just kind of hanging out. Why are these? You got women texting your phone, okay? And okay? Well, I'll drop them. I'll drop them to be with you. Like I'll stop talking to him right now if we get back together. No, because I need to be able to see that you don't have to have all that going on just on your own. It shouldn't take me to do that, right? Or he again just kept on not being stable in what he did. So that is what eventually led me to the decision to not get back with that man, right? Even though I still had feelings about him and I cared about him. Now, when you come back the second time, women, when a man comes back a second time, he shouldn't be able to just walk back in there. It should be much more difficult than the first time, right? Because there's been some trust that's been broken. And a lot of times you don't even respect the man. I'm going to show y'all a video of Nelly doing an interview. Not Nelly, Ashanti doing an interview. And you can tell she didn't respect him anymore. I'm going to play it. I'm going to mute myself so that it doesn't echo. And I'll stop it and we can talk about it. Can I mute myself? Hold on, y'all. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Okay. Guys, please remember as y'all are coming in to hit the like button. That helps people see my video. Y'all let me know if y'all hear any type of echo.
Really important to know yourself and understand what you want and get it. You know, I'm in a different place right now.
You aren't together anymore, and you said it basically came down to trust, and I think that is something that so many women deal with. How do you handle trust in relationships?
Mhm.
Why do you think it's hard to trust somebody?
I think sometimes when people have their own insecurities, it allows them to act out of character. You know, I've been betrayed, and I feel like, again, you just have to grow. You have to grow up. You have to accept responsibilities for the things that you do. You know, I'm not a big fan of people being cowards. You know what I mean? So I think that it's just.
Pause. Now, who y'all think Ashanti is on here talking about? Obviously, they just got done talking about the breakup with Nelly. So when she's saying she's been betrayed, obviously she's talking about Nelly. And not only that, she's sitting up here calling the man a coward. Now, if a man has betrayed you to the point where you feel like he is a coward, he shouldn't be able to just get back with you. Y'all move really fast, have a baby, engaged, without you doing proper vetting to make sure the things that made you disrespect him in that way. Because when you call a man a coward, as a woman, you don't respect it. Y'all know how it be. When we look at a man, it's you just weak. You weak, you cowardly, you dishonest, you have bad character. Y'all know how it is now. The problem with Ashanti is she wanted to win. She wanted to win. I think what it was she believed that Nelly was in that relationship with Chantel treating her better, and um she took it as some type of insult to her worth, and now she wanted to win, right? Let me keep playing this.
Really important to know yourself and understand what you want and get it. You know, I'm in a different place right now.
Okay, so Ashanti said she was in a different place. It didn't seem like it to me because I don't remember that entire time that Nelly and Ashanti had been broken up. I don't remember her being in any public relationships. I remember her doing an interview saying that she had a man. We never saw her with the man. And it's possible that she was dealing with other people, but we never saw Ashanti publicly move on. What we did see Ashanti doing was continuing to work because she's a hustler, continuing to do her shows, continuing, with the music. And I highly respect her for that. She was on vacation, looking good, having her body together. But to me, it just seems like the whole time she was really waiting on Nelly to come back, hoping that relationship did not work out. And there were several signs that were there before they even got back together to show that Nelly was immature still, right? For example, I'm going to pull it up right now. Let's talk about these SA allegations. Now, if I'm a woman who has a public platform, I don't care how long we was together. I'm not reattaching my name to that. If it's true or not, I don't care. Right? Now this is out here in the public. You put yourself in a situation, at the very least, for this to be out here in the public. I don't want nothing to do with you anymore, sir. So, she went into this knowing that at the very least, this was on his name. When she was dealing with him before, these type of allegations were not on his name. If you're going to deal with a man again, he needs to come back better than what he left. It doesn't need to be a situation where he coming back with felony charges, SA allegations, multiple baby mamas, all of that. No, if you gonna leave and we gonna get back together, you need to come back better than what you left me. And Ashanti just did not do her diligence her due diligence to ensure that. Let me share this news article. Okay, so this is from NPR. All right, so it says the rapper Nelly has been accused of SA by 2 more women. So it's multiple women whose testimonies were included in a civil lawsuit filed by a woman who is suing him for SA and defamation. The rapper who performed the hits Hot in Here and Ride With Me and was born Cornell Iran Haynes, they put that man whole government in here, so that's how you know it's serious, was arrested in Washington State in October over an alleged allegation that he SA'd a woman on his tour bus. Okay, so this came out in 2018. At that time, he was still with Chantel. Now, why are there random women on your tour bus? So off top, at the very least, Ashanti knew that he was messing around with other women, or y'all know what goes on these tour buses. Let's not play. And you got all these random women on your tour bus when you're touring, especially when you're almost 50 years old. At that time, he was in his early 40s. You already know how the game goes. So when you're touring, especially if you're in a relationship, it needs to be about business. This woman was later identified as 21-year-old Monique Green. And then you got young girls, women 20 years your junior on the bus. Nelly denies the allegations. Criminal charges are not being pursued in the case, but NPR has obtained a copy of an amended civil lawsuit filed in the Superior Court of King County, Washington on January 22nd. In the suit, Green asked for a judge to prohibit Nelly from SAing more women, in addition to asking for damages. This suit includes testimony from 2 anonymous women whom Nelly allegedly also SA'd in 2 separate incidents that took place in the UK, both before and after the alleged SA on his tour bus. The stories demonstrate a pattern of assault, Green's lawyer alleges. Nelly and his lawyer have not yet issued a response to the new allegations. I'm going to keep on with this because, see, this right here, no, we would not be getting back together. According to the suit, Jane Doe number 1, a U.S. military service member stationed in the UK and described as a married woman with children, alleges that in June 2016, Nelly invited her and a friend to a secluded VIP area backstage after one of his shows in England. After some time, the woman says Nelly suddenly grabbed her leg and put his hand up her dress without her consent. She says that she firmly removed his hand and attempted to leave with her friend. Nelly allegedly argued with her and repeatedly tried to prevent her from leaving. The woman says she ultimately did leave. Okay, so what that sounds like to me is, and this may or may not have went down that way. But see, y'all be thinking because people are celebrities that every woman will do anything to be with these men or let these men treat them any type of way. But I'm speaking as a woman who has been around a couple of celebrities that if I said their name, you would know them. And I was like, no, who had invited me to go back to hotels with them. And I said no. Because not every woman cares about that. Now, what I will say is I do see the appeal of Nelly. He's handsome. He still looks very good for being almost 50 years old. And 50 years old is not old anyway. But I'm just saying by the time most men get his age, they bald in, they're out of shape. He's none of that. That still doesn't mean anything. So what it seems like to me is that Nelly tried this woman thinking that she was going to be desperate and thirsty. She checked him. And it was probably a situation where he was trying to fix it before she left and went back out into the public. So he arguing with her about it, right? And you got to understand, a lot of the times these men get used to this type of behavior because there are women who let them do it and didn't say nothing, or let them do it and did like it. So they've been used to getting away with it for so long that they think they're going to always get away with it. In the second anonymous allegation, a woman identified as Jane Doe number 2 and a mother of 3 alleges that last December, she and a group of friends attended a Nelly show in Essex, England. She says at a meet and greet opportunity for his performance, Nelly invited her to his dressing room twice. So this is a same pattern. Like, these women are kind of giving the same stories. Her friends were allegedly prevented by a security guard from going along. Okay. Yeah, she probably shouldn't have went. The woman says that the second time they were secluded, Nelly dropped his pants and began touching himself. Tried to pull off her top without her consent and tried to kiss her repeatedly. The woman, whom the suit notes is petite and stands 4'11", allegedly attempted to evade and refuse him multiple times. So this is a small woman. He wouldn't let her friends in the back with him. He also allegedly grabbed her hand and put it on his man part. When she again refused him, the suit says he made a fist and she asked him if he was going to hit her. The woman says Nelly responded, "No, I'm just frustrated. I'm not used to not getting my way. Just do it." He then allegedly forced her down and shoved his fingering in her mouth before she was able to twist out of his reach and scramble out of the room. The suit states that Jane Doe number 2 considered going to the police, but felt that she would not be believed, as so many don't. Okay, because people believe that because a man is a celebrity, you are supposed to fall to your knees and do whatever this man asks. So I completely can see that type of situation happening. You would be surprised how a lot of men with power behave when a woman does not want them. You know, and it might not even be that these women didn't find him attractive. It's just like, sir, I just met you. And then on top of that, we add in the fact that we see Nelly always, he excessively drinks. He's always drinking. And then on top of that, these drug allegations, I don't put it past him that some things went on tour, or that he got aggressive with women. But my point is, Ashanti was so desperate to get back with him that she wasn't looking at any of these things. This was another thing that bothered me. Let me find it. Another thing that bothered me is the fact that him and Chantel were under the impression that they were on a break. That they were taking a break. So now you got Chantel and Ashanti, two beautiful women, two talented women, two women with great work ethic, going back and forth over this man, because it appears to me that there was some triangulation going on. Let me find it. Yeah, now before I bring that up, yes, mama. So the reason why I did this live is because Nelly just got arrested for not having any car insurance and having ecstasy pills. Now, the main purpose of my live is first of all, we women, stop letting these men spin the block. But second, even if this was her first time dealing with Nelly, don't date men that do drugs. And before I get into this video with Chantel, I'm going to explain why. Men already, a lot of the times, have a hard time controlling their impulses. Okay? A lot of men in a sober mindset already lack discipline. Okay. They already lack the discipline to not cheat. They already lack the discipline to not hop on the first woman that throws something their way. If you have a man and your man get drunk all the time, he get drunk every weekend and he go out with his friends and you're not around, you are crazy if you think that that man has never cheated on you. Right? So they already lack discipline, right? And then on top of that, when you throw drugs into the mix, then that creates a recipe for disaster, right? You can almost guarantee when a man is doing drugs, you can guarantee that he lacks discipline in other areas of your life. And ecstasy, that's not just smoking weed. Like, that's a party drug, you know? So let me share with y'all this interview that Chantel did on, I think it is
a great time on the show discussing different topics and sharing our perspectives on various issues. But what's even more exciting is when we can have someone weigh in with their thoughts and opinions. So today, Julissa, not only you, but we also have another awesome guest who's ready to do just that. So let's get ready. This is Guess Who's Coming to Girl Chat.
I am so excited to introduce our first guest. She's a model and the inventor of Shoe Gummy with over 1.6 million followers on social media.
I'm going to say this. Those Shoe Gummy shoes that Chantel sells are very cute. They're very cute. What the hell? So why does he have X pills and aren't they married and had or having a baby with Ashanti? Yeah, so I mean, I know he proposed to her. I don't know if they're legally married on paper yet, but he proposed to her after she got pregnant. So the baby is either already here or close to being here. So yeah, that's my point exactly. Right? You got this man that's almost 50 years old driving around with no car insurance. First of all, you got too much money to be driving around with no car insurance. And then on top of that, you have ecstasy pills. And if you're going to be riding around with ecstasy pills, everything on your card needs to be legit. Because I promise you, they only found those pills when they took him out, when they took him out the car to, I guess maybe they were about to tow the car or the officer asked him to step out the car when he realized he didn't have any insurance. So if you're going to be riding dirty, at the very least, all your affairs needs to be in order. I'm enjoying the live, girl, just listening and watching. Oh, thank you, Becky. Yeah, Becky, that's my girl. She always supports. Okay, let me mute myself and continue playing this video.
Ladies, let's welcome Chantel Jackson, who many of us know as Miss Jackson. Hey, Chantel! We're so happy to have you here on the show.
Hi. Oh my gosh. First of all, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous and excited to be here. I absolutely love you guys. Adore you guys.
Thank you. Well, we're super excited to have you. No need to be nervous. We just want to hear all your opinions on this. Are you ready to get started?
Okay, let's pay attention to the date on this real quick, y'all. This was 2 years ago. Now, I want to make a mental note on that because Nelly and Ashanti started back talking again after that versus that happened during the pandemic. So this was 2 years ago. Keep that in mind as we're watching this. This was around the same time.
I am ready to get started.
All right, well, let's do this. We know that there's a lot of people who still communicate with their ex. And for some, their ex will always be a part of their lives because of a special bond that can't be broken. But my question is, does this mean that the door will always be open for them to reconcile? And is it unfair to ask the new mate to accept it? So, Chantel, what do you think?
Ooh, Lonnie. You know what? My ex and I, we didn't end on bad terms. And
Your ex being Nelly, right?
my ex being Nelly, yes.
Okay.
We didn't end on bad terms. There's no bad blood between us. And to leave that door open is very important to me on a friendship level. I mean, I still talk to his mom. My mom still talks to his mom. That connection is still there, just not on a relationship level. Personally, I've learned so much from him, just being a better people person and being a better businesswoman. And
Let's have real talk here. Okay. You can tell that Chantel, it is not even the fact that she, still talked to his mom and nothing like that. Here's the thing. She been talking about wanting to get married. Remember when they had that show together, she was always bringing up them getting married. Year 7 came, no ring, no proposal, no marriage, right? So let's be for real. Chantel thought she was going to take a break and that was going to help him realize that he wanted her back and wanted to marry her. But let me tell you something. When you pull that kind of move, you got to be ready to stand on business. It can't be a game. It can't be this. You can't be halfway in and halfway out with it. If you want a man to feel what life is like without you, then you got to be about his life. Meaning y'all ain't talking, y'all ain't friends, you ain't doing no interviews talking about him and how y'all still cool. Next question. Talking about how you admire him and none of that. No. If you gonna slide because you're not getting what you want, then you got to slide all the way. And then you got to be prepared for what comes with it. Because, and I'll try to pull it up later, now she's upset and throwing all these comments and shade and stuff like that at Ashanti because it backfired on her. What she was trying to do backfired her. Nelly didn't want to rise to the type of man that she wanted him to be. Instead, he just went and got another one. As what happens with a lot of men, and most of the time, guys, when you leave a man because you got to stand on business, he's not gonna come back to you as a better person. He might try to come back, but he's not gonna come back better, right? So what happened is she tried to pull a chess move and was not prepared for all the consequences that would come with it. And not only that, she didn't even do it right. Okay, when you leave a man because he is not treating you with respect, because he's not honoring you, because he don't want to marry you, and you know you want to be married, you got to play like he did, like he Casper the ghost. And the only way that y'all need to be having any type of conversation is if he come back with that ring. Like, no, you can't come back and we're dating anymore. That part is over. That part of our relationship are like, that's done. We not married, we not friends, we not none of that. Okay, let's continue.
I'm building a brand. I started my company Shoe Gummy, and those are key factors in me becoming successful. Like, we started off as friends, and me getting to know someone else and starting a relationship or dating or whatever you want to call it, they're going to have to accept the relationship that I still have with him. I mean,
right.
Girl, who gotta accept what and why? And this is what I'm talking about. Playing games, being delusional. If you go get you a better man, let's say Chantel was to start dating and she go get her a better man than Nelly, why would you put your relationship at risk, your new relationship at risk, over somebody who wouldn't even marry you? Why would you make a man accept that friendship? Right? Crazy. And to be clear, I like Chantel. I like her work ethic. I think she's an amazing woman, but we all be a little dumb sometimes. We all be a little slow.
Getting
Because
into
y'all were
something
together
new.
for like what? How many years, Chantel?
7 years. We were together
That's a
for
long
7
time.
years.
And we
That's a
didn't
long
even know
time.
that y'all had broke up. I'm just being, because I'd be like looking, and we didn't know what happened. Do you care to share?
Okay, so when we started our relationship, I was always on the road with him, traveling out of the country, on concerts, all that good stuff. But then when it came to a point where I was home more often, building my company Shoe Gummy or just working on my brand, and him being on the road, me being on the road less with him, we started to grow apart. And it just became an issue with, you know what are we doing? What are we going to do? And we just had to come to the realization of, look, let's take this time and see if this split is going to bring it back full circle for us. And honestly, like, that's what we're doing.
Oh, so it's a break, essentially.
Yeah, you can say that, a break, a split, but I feel like it's important that we take the time to just do it. Me personally.
Now, y'all tell me in the comments, does this sound like a woman who believed that her and this man were not going to get back together? What fantasy world is she living in? Crazy. You can tell in her body language she still has it in for him. Yes. Okay, she's over here. She, in her mind, they were taking a break. We're gonna get back together. I just need time to grow my business. Like, ma'am, that's not how this. First of all, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Women, y'all need to hear this. When you break up with a man, the first thing that he's gonna go do is he's gonna go sleep with every woman that he did not sleep with because he was with you. Let's start there. That's gonna be the first thing. He might play sad, but that's gonna be the first thing that he's gonna do. If he was even refraining to begin with, which it don't even seem like Nelly was. But y'all remember, let me pull this up. Y'all remember this story? This happened during this little break before he got with Ashanti, which should have been another red flag for Ashanti to not mess with him. Right? Y'all remember when he had that video put on Twitter? Somebody put a video on Twitter of him with another woman doing the thing that was not either Chantel or Ashanti. I don't even, this was some random chick. Well, let me see if I can find it. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find it, y'all. Maybe it's in the news article. Oh, here we go. TMZ. Is this on Twitter? I don't got no Twitter account. Oh, here's Hot 97. Okay. Just so y'all can know, I want to come with the receipt. So this was also 2 years ago. I was on this video on Hot 97. This was also 2 years ago. I'm going to share this. Okay, y'all can see it. Yeah, she thought it was temporary. And guess what? I'm pretty sure he was communicating with her in a way where she thought it was temporary. Like, I'm sure he didn't say, "Hey, you broke up with me or you wanted some type of break, but this is over and I'm doing me and we not getting back together." Like, y'all got to understand, most men cannot be alone, right? First of all, one is too close to none, but now I done lost my one. I'm pretty sure that don't sound like a woman who was done sleeping with him either. Hold on. Let me put this on. Well, now, first of all, before I play this video, y'all see that? Can y'all see right here? 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So this is around the same time. Can y'all see right here? This say 2 years. Okay. Just so y'all know I'm not tripping.
To the world, subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
So before we get into this Nelly story, I want to shout out, guys. This is something very special that's happening, honoring one of our legends. Today, okay, Cool D Midtown Bus Terminal will run through March 31st.
Yo, red alert is understand. But the average person does.
Twitter yesterday when a private video of a woman giving him fellatio made its rounds. He accidentally uploaded it to his IG story.
Okay.
Does get the button for that.
Well,
Congratulations, you played.
If we believe it was an accident,
I 100% believe it was an accident.
Yeah, because it wasn't.
I didn't see it, but based on people's description. Oh, okay. So you can tell.
Yeah, it's just not something you want to post. Like that, it has to be an accident.
Okay, it didn't look like he was setting her up. He was involved.
Okay, so what happened? What is everyone talking about?
Well,
in the words of Laura Stiles, what are we even talking about?
I know people were body shaming him, saying because when you look at Nelly's a hot chalach.
Oh, yeah, he's in great shape, yeah.
But people were saying that it wasn't what they expected.
They wanted a bigger dong, is what you're saying.
That's right. Yes. So people were coming at him for that.
Y'all, do y'all remember that when people were now? I saw it. It wasn't. I mean, I don't think like it was as bad as what people were making it seem like. But yeah, people were on because they're like, you too fine and you got too many muscles for it to not be giving. You know what Safari is giving. You know, I think that's what people expected, and when they saw average, they were like, oh, this is just. You know, they were like, oh, it's just super. To me, I thought it was giving average. It wasn't given, you know, it wasn't as bad as people were making it seem. But yeah, that. Let me mute myself again.
Whatever.
So you got to have everything. I just want to be clear, women. You have to have everything. It's not enough that Nelly owns half a basketball team, is sitting on $300 million, that he has an 8-pack and has been in perfect shape for 25 years.
And has fabulous skin.
Beautiful skin, is a generally just handsome man in the face. Just
and a nice guy.
Good-looking guy, and he's a really nice guy. Let me say rich again. Rich. He also needs to have a huge penis. Can you let the guy be?
I know.
What the hell? What is a regular guy supposed to do?
And it wasn't like it was microscopic. It wasn't like a micro.
It
was
just
average. That's it.
Yo, man.
It wasn't.
Well, and that's why I said earlier, ladies, y'all some hypocrites. Because if a dude comes out picking apart a girl for how she looks, the world is in shambles. Mm-hmm. But Nelly gets body shamed by y'all? And I mean, it was off the chain.
Yeah, they was doing him dirty. That was really, I saw it too. Didn't look bad to me. Yeah, to me, it was acceptable. If a man has what the other dude said, Rosenberg, is that the man name? If you got all this other stuff going for you than what Nelly was working with, that's fine. Okay. What I might feel like you're lacking in that area, you far exceed that in other areas of your life, right? Let me tell you something. I could not watch it. Lil Fizz was my crush. I had posters of Lil Fizz. When I tell you, that was who in my mind when I was a child I was going to get married to. You couldn't tell me anything. So I would never watch that video. I don't want to see him going out like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like some of these women, I feel like people were doing too much. I don't think it was as bad as they were making it. But my point is, it's like, okay, you got this woman around the same time doing this interview talking about you taking a break. Then this video comes out of you with a whole nother random woman, right? And then on top of that, let's not forget the SA allegations that are lingering in the background. Then Nelly sees him at a versus, and then y'all back together, and no, it's not making sense.
Let me ask Laura.
It was heavy. It was
I want to
heavy.
ask Laura a question.
Yes.
I could have done a whole show on this. What level of it's by no means like, oh my God, that's small. By no means.
No, it was average.
It's just like fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing that because that ain't even like, I don't want to stay on that too long. But I mean, I brought that up just to show y'all, just to remind y'all that this is all happening around the same time. Let's go back to Chantel's interview.
To stop that, then it's kind of inevitable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
Well,
Adrian
thank you
always
for breaking
says.
that down for us. Thank
I
you
know,
so much.
because Jaleesa, let me get your opinion on this. How is it that, like, how would you feel if you have an ex and it's Christmas time and they bring another ex to the place? How would you feel?
Well, this is the thing. Personally, when I'm done, because it takes me so long to finally be done, I don't really have those exes that just kind of linger in my life. I really don't.
Baby, I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. Like, no, we are not friends. We are not friends. I'm not inviting you, especially if I got a new man. Because best believe, if I got me a new man, then I definitely have upgraded from you. And the type of man that I like, I don't even see them putting up with that. Okay. I like a man that got some self-respect for himself. Like, I couldn't even see myself being with a man that would put up with me even suggesting that I invite an ex to a Christmas party or anything, and then me telling him he gonna have to deal with that. Oh no, I couldn't even respect no man that lets me do something like that to him. I'm just gonna look at you differently.
So you're just done.
I'm usually done. However, I do agree with Chantel in the sense of, for example, I do have people that I've dated where they weren't just a regular ex. They were someone that contributed different things to my well-being and also wanted me to succeed. So I do have, I'm not going to say that they will check in whenever they want, but I do have exes that if I feel proud enough in my business or something that I know that they really were championing for me and cheerleading, I like to share those things because it'll be out of nowhere moments where I'm like, wow, if it wasn't for this person when I dated them and they told me like, hey, get your money up or get your business up or do whatever, I probably would have taken me longer or wouldn't be in that position. But
So this is probably my toxic side, because when I'm done, I'm not finna call no ex and let him know he the reason why I was successful. Hell no. But that's probably my toxic side, y'all. Like that's probably the more mature approach.
The intimacy level, I personally would need to make sure that if I'm dating someone and they're still having their ex around, like I need to know like that what the fine line is for real.
Right.
Because I don't know if that really answers your question.
For real. Not just what they tell you. For real.
Let me tell y'all something. If a man is keeping his ex around and they are just friends, and it's genuinely just they're friends and they're not messing around, the only reason why is because she won't let him do nothing with her. That's it. That's all. She the only thing keeping that situation platonic. Y'all are women, okay? Haven't y'all had male friends who had a girlfriend, but the only reason why you and him ain't did nothing is because you won't allow it, or every time he tries to cross that line, you put him back in his place? Let's not play these games. So no, to me, that's never something I'm accepting. Okay? If you want her to still be in your life, then that's fine. Y'all go ahead. I don't got no problem with that. Tree trunks. What you saying? Yeah, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Yeah, I'm not finna be I'm not finna be sitting around looking like Boo Boo the Fool, and you're like, oh yeah, finna go to the movies with my homeboys and my ex-girlfriend, and or we finna all go hang out and have drinks together. Boy, are you crazy?
Real.
For real.
Well, my last question, because this is nosy.com, Chantel, y'all gonna get together for the holidays, you and Nelly, and since y'all, family's all cool?
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out my
Got like 10
situation.
days. No.
You know what? Oh my gosh! Like, don't even
The
put
pressure.
that pressure on me. Like, I'm so business right now. Like, literally yesterday I did the expo for the first time, the Los Angeles Women's Expo, and I presented my product Shoe Gummy there, and that was the first time for me. So I'm ripping and running, and I'm doing this all business wise. I still got orders to get.
Hey, Mally from Cali, what's up? Okay, yeah. Any man with you better be kin to you. I know that's right. Like we're too. I know we're in this new era where everybody wants to act like they are so mature, right? And that they can handle anything, and that you're insecure if you have standards, expectations, and boundaries, or when you say something about something that's just weird. Right? I'm going to be the first one to say, I'm not that mature. Heck no. We are not having Christmas dinner with your ex and her family. Like, we're not doing that. I don't care what nobody is talking about, because I'm not slow. Okay, so I showed y'all this video. This was Chantel 2 years ago. Well, first of all, the essay allegations happened in 2018. So I showed y'all that article. This was 2 years ago, not too long after Chantel and Nelly broke up. Okay. Then I showed y'all the video, the Breakfast Club, well, the Hot 97 video that where they were talking about how that tape got leaked with Nelly not too long after this interview. Okay, so when did we first see Nelly and Ashanti publicly show some signs that they might rekindle? Well, guys, that was at the Versus. Let me see if I can find that, so we can put an accurate date on it. Okay. Here we go. All right, I'm about to share this screen. Okay, so I also want to point out that this video was also from 2 years ago. So all of this was 2 years ago. All of this was 2 years ago. This is all happening back to back to back. They had their chance, period. Okay. It If y'all was supposed to be together, be in each other's lives, that would have worked out when it was going on. Bye. People need to learn how to let the past go. Let folks go. Stop trying to keep people around just in case your new or current relationship doesn't work out because you're too weak to be alone if stuff don't work out. Stop keeping backup and contingency plans. All right, so I'm gonna mute myself and play this versus video so we can see what happened again 2 years ago. Okay, so y'all see Ashanti in the black. Nelly is going to hug her. So from that, whenever y'all remember when everybody saw that on Versus, because I think at the time this was kind of like around what that was like 2022, and that was a popular Versus. I mean, it's Ja Rule. It was Ja Rule and Fat Joe. Okay, so that was a really good Versus, and part of the reason why both of them were there because they all had mutual friends, but everybody knew then and there that they were about to start messing with each other again if they hadn't already been messing with each other. So yeah, we already knew what was up. Okay, and then they come out and say that they're in a relationship, but all this is happening back to back to back. So of course you have Chantel all in her feelings now and feeling some type of way, and they throwing shots. Ashanti throwing shots at Chantel, all of that. People are saying Nelly looked desperate. I don't think he looked desperate. It was just on some, I don't think he looked desperate. I mean, that's how exes do. That's how men do. When you messed up with a woman who treated you right and, you know, for a while y'all not talking, that's just how men do. So I'm not going to say that was a desperate move. Like, if he liked her, yeah, like there's nothing wrong with him trying to shoot his shot again. However, the responsibility was on Ashanti to make sure that she vetted before she started dating him again. And that's the whole point that I'm making here to the women, because of course, a man could be not doing well with discipline and in his personal life, he could be talking to 5 or 6 different women when he tries to shoot his shot at you. It is your responsibility, especially if you've already been around the block with him before. Like, this is not new. It's not like there are surprises or there are things that she has to find out about him. This man, she had already dated for over a decade. She dated him longer than Chantel dated him. So she already knows his patterns and behaviors. She already knows about the drugs and the alcohol. Right. And then on top of that, you have public SA allegations. Then on top of that, you just recently broke up with a woman who you wouldn't marry. For 7 years, you wouldn't marry. And a lot of women will try to say, oh, well, he didn't marry her because he's waiting to marry me. And it's like, no, that might not even be the case. It's just he's non-committal. So I feel like with Chantel, she's looking at the fact that Nelly is willing to marry Ashanti now, as a sign that, you know, he didn't really want her like that. But a lot of the times, y'all will learn with men who were like childish and irresponsible and ain't got their stuff together, they will just go to the next woman and try to give her what they wouldn't give you to rub it in your face. Because it's clear that Chantel went on a break with Nelly to prove a point to him. So if you crazy, if you feel like he didn't feel some type of way about that, right? So anyway, it was on Ashanti to look at his patterns. What has this man shown me since he's been broken up with Chantel that would lead me to believe that he has the discipline enough now to engage in a committed relationship with me, that he has the discipline enough for me to have a child by him. Because y'all remember at this time, Ashanti didn't have any kids. She was living her life, doing her music on islands, looking good. Everybody was talking about how fine Ashanti was looking. She kept herself looking good. She don't have no kids. So if I'm Ashanti, Nelly would have to come with some substantial progress and change in his life for me to decide that I'm going to give up my singleness and have a kid and sit down somewhere to be with you. And I just don't feel like she did that. And a lot of the times in these situations, the man waits till he feel like he got you right where he want to, and then he start acting up. And there are already some allegations of cheating. Let me see if I can find it. Since the arrest, there have been allegations of cheating coming out. I just don't feel like this was worth spinning the block for. I'm sorry. Let me see. You know what? I don't see anything. Hold on. I don't want to just put that on here and it's not like legit. I don't see nothing that I'm like, oh, that's right. It's just like out in the air. And he may not even be. Y'all know how it is when a man get in trouble for something, then people start coming out the woodworks saying stuff. But yeah, guys, I just kind of feel like there was already several red flags that were there, that were present, that Ashanti should have paid attention to. I think this whole time she really just been waiting on Nelly to get single again. So she waited on him to get single. He's single. He came, approached her, and she just happy to be back with him because they were together so long and they developed attachments. But I just want to encourage anybody, especially like, and this could go for men or women. If you were in a toxic relationship or you were in a relationship where somebody did not treat you right, don't go live your life hoping that they come back around checking for you. That shouldn't be enough. Matter of fact, you shouldn't want them to come back around checking for you. Like, if they do come back around checking for you, you need to treat it as this is a hassle. And I'm not saying treat them bad or be mean or rude to them. I'm saying you got to look at it as this person, this is really inconvenient for me. So in order for me to take this person back, they had to do everything that they did to make the situation wrong. They got to do to make it right. And then you also got to look at how that person is behaving in their personal life. I think that we get so caught up in how a person treats us that we forget a person could care about you today and wake up tomorrow and not give a damn. Right? So that's why I think it's even more important to pay attention to their daily patterns and behaviors. Now, if an issue was like when the interview I showed y'all in the beginning of the video where Ashanti was basically saying she couldn't trust Nelly, she'd been betrayed. And, she didn't say his name, but she was like, I don't respect coward behavior. Okay. So if you already know the man cheat, you already know the man, you can't trust the man. What had we seen in the public eye to show us that Nelly was going to be a man that was ready to sit down somewhere? Because I didn't see that evidence. And then, the industry, that's a whole nother world within itself. I'm pretty sure she was getting information and tea on some things that were going on behind the scenes that we probably never even heard of. So you let this man come back with no evidence in how he was conducting himself just for himself, right? And then you want to take him back because you still want to win. You still want to feel some validation. You want to feel like he loved you more than he loved Chantel. When it don't got nothing to do with that. Honestly and truly, it's got a lot to do with the character of a person and their integrity, whether they're with you or without you. Y'all know what's the difference between a man that cheat and a man that don't cheat? A man that don't cheat on principle. It has nothing to do with the woman that he with. He could switch them women out and he's not gonna cheat. Right? And we be wanting to feel like, oh, we made somebody want to sit down somewhere. We made someone want to stop cheating. We made someone want to get married. That's the worst thing to want to be, because that person's principles are 100% based on how they feel about you at the time, and feelings are fleeting. Feelings change. Principle, you can stand on principle when you don't feel like it. So these are things that we have to be careful about and look at as women before we decide to allow a man to spin the block. I feel like Ashanti is in trouble. The ecstasy at close to 50, that would be a hard no for me. And the thing is, I'm pretty sure it's not a secret. They're out all the time, partying, hanging out together. We haven't heard of Ashanti indulging in any type of drugs, but if she's in a relationship with this man, she probably done seen it. But this is what happens when, and this is why I'm kind of glad that I had a kid early. Let me say this, before I had my daughter, first of all, I'm very glad I had my daughter. If I could go back and do it again, I'd have her again. But before I had my daughter, I didn't want to have kids. Right? Then I had my daughter, and since I've had my daughter, I have no further motivation to have any more children. Right? I'm happy with the one I have. A lot of the times I will see women who, when we were in our 20s and they're in their early 30s, they shamed all the women like me who had children young and unmarried. And then when they start hitting like close to 40 and they start feeling that time ticking, that biological clock ticking, they start doing goofy stuff. These are women who went all this time without having a baby by a goofy, and now all of a sudden they start feeling that pressure and they just take the first thing that come at them or the first situation that seems promising, and then they get pregnant, and then they get in bad situations. And not only are you in a bad situation, but you're in a bad situation and you've grown as hell. When really, honestly and truly, ladies, if you get 40 or 45, whatever, you still ain't had kids, it's not the end of the world. That means you have a lot of time to go invest in you. So stop feeling like you're less of a woman, or you have to accept the first thing that comes along, or go back and let this ex spin the block because you feel that pressure to have a baby and get married. Because a lot of the women that have gotten married or got married before you or had kids before you, they're not happy either. It's one of those things of the grass always feels greener on the other side, when really life is what you make it. But I'd rather at that age, I'd rather be child free and untied to a man that don't have any discipline than to get with a man and get married to him and have a kid and he's still acting like we in our 20s. You know, this is an issue of Ashanti not recognizing that she won to begin with, right? And needing to prove something to herself. And Chantel needs to stop going back and forth with Ashanti on the internet. Both of them need to stop going back and forth because Chantel won too. She's really the winner in this situation. I just need her to recognize that. Because she didn't have no kids by this man, no attachments. She can go on. He in the news getting arrested for ecstasy pills. Okay, guys. That's really all I have to say. I'm thinking about, let me see. I'm gonna drop a link in the chat. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. If anybody wants to come up and give their opinion, it's okay if you have a different opinion. I'm just going to have to mute myself when you're talking. But if anybody wants to come up here and give their opinion on the situation, I know I covered a lot, then we can do that. I'll try to limit it to like 30 minutes. So by 11:15, we need to get off here. So it's no pressure. You don't have to be on camera. If you don't want to, you can just come with your avatar. Because I understand it's nighttime. Y'all don't put your bonnets on. You don't put your do-rag on. You don't wipe your makeup off. That's okay. So anybody that wants to come up here, feel free to do that. Who is that? Okay. While I'm waiting, guys, so just want to give a couple of announcements. I'm almost at, before I started this live, I was almost at 700 subscribers. It was like 698. So thank everybody who watches me, supports me, interacts in my chats. Like, we're on the way. Y'all know, of course, I have to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark for my videos to get monetized. So we're working on it. I think pretty soon y'all will be able, I need maybe like 1,200 more watch hours. And then if you want to do like super chats or whatever, you can. Anybody who wants to donate to my channel, my Cash App is on the bottom. And also, if you need help with any coaching in any type of situation, whether it be a breakup, you trying to change something major in your life, send me an email to schedule some coaching with me. I promise y'all, I'm very reasonable. Okay, it ain't, you will spend less coming to me than going to a therapist who probably is not gonna have anything of substance to offer to you. And also, yeah, just remember to continue to engage and share my videos if you like them. The more y'all share my videos, the more people can see. So yeah, if you need any coaching, go ahead and shoot me an email at, I have 2 separate emails on here, but the mariahclayton17@gmail.com. That's the one that you want to email. Okay, so I don't see anybody coming up to talk, and that's fine. Guys, I'm going to come back on here again either tomorrow or Saturday. I'm thinking Saturday, but I will let y'all know early on in the day if it's going to be tomorrow. And the conversation is going to be the rise of child-free women, because that is a big movement. Child-free women, or the one and done women. So we're going to talk about that topic. And that's all I have for you. Oh, thank you, y'all. This is my mom. She's such a big support in my life. So I'm very grateful that she showed up to my live. But yeah, y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all next time.